Okay, to solve this equation here, right, it's worth quite a few marks. You've got these two fractions first, which we need to add together, right? We need to write it as a single fraction, basically, to start with, right? But then it is equal to 1, so then we can go about solving it. But to get it as a single fraction, remember, we need to get a common denominator. You can times these together to get a common denominator, n plus 2, n plus 3, okay? Says your common denominator. Of course, put that equal to 1, that's not going to change. Now, what have I done to this fraction to get this? What have I done to n plus 2? Well, I've times it by n plus 3, so that means you've got to times the top by n plus 3 as well. What have I done over here? Well, I've got n plus 3 here, but I've times it now by n plus 2, so I've got to times the top by n plus 2. Okay. Right, so I've scaled up the fractions, haven't I? That's what I've done. Yeah, to get n plus 3 on the bottom here. I've done n plus 2 times n plus 3, but you've got to times the top by n plus 3 as well. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Similar situation over here. What I do then is, this is a single fraction, so all over then, n plus 2, n plus 3, and that equals to 1. Now, perhaps what we could do next is, this on the bottom here, right, is like, think of it as one package, take it over. Because you're dividing by this package, you take it over and you times. And what's nice about this is because it's equal to 1, well, you just do 1 times this, and you just get the two brackets, don't you? Okay, so you get that. Now, there's quite a bit of work, right? 6 marks. They never give enough room, right? So you might have to squeeze things in, but there's plenty of room underneath here. So what we're going to do now is expand all this, right? So you can have these bracket here, n times n is n squared, n times 3 is 3n, 8 times n is 8n, 8 times 2 is 16. Over here then, FOIL on this, n times n is n squared, n times 3 is 3n, 2 times n is 2n, 2 times 3 is 6, okay? And then, we simplify both sides, n squared plus 11n plus 16 equals n squared plus 5n plus 6. Maybe get everything onto one side. So n squared plus 11n plus 16 minus n squared minus 5n minus 6 equals 0. And what's nice is they cancel. 11n take away 5n is 6n. 16 take away 6 is 10 equals 0. Right? So simplified down nicely. And I've got myself a simple linear equation now. It's really easy because all I've got to do is take that 10 over, it becomes a minus 10, and then n, sorry, not 6, n then will equal minus 10 divided by 6. Okay, that's what it'll be. Okay, probably in a calculator paper this would be, I think that's where I got it from. So of course, you know, you can check then what that is. Of course, 10 divided by 6, well 6 goes into 10 once with 4 left over. So you've got what am I doing? 6 goes into 10 once with 4 left over 6, yeah. I wasn't sure what I was doing there. So that's be 1 2/3, wouldn't it? Minus 1 2/3. Brilliant. Excellent.